I did, I didn't understand
Did you
it.
get my email? Okay,
I did this morning,
yeah, it's a long story. So if you could just call me on Sunday, we won't waste time at the
Sure, I
meeting
mean-
talking about that, if that's okay. Great. Yeah.
absolutely.
And you can just
that's
tell me
fine.
what times, you can email me back, tell me what time is convenient for you.
Okay,
Yeah,
Well, we
Jesse,
have,
hi.
Thank you.
we have you on the screen twice. You split personality. One of them says Ellie Stanley under it. So maybe that's
does
your
it?
alter
Okay.
ego.
I got you on a spreadsheet.
Not the one that came in the email,
Huh. Okay, I'll try to figure that out.
but it's fine, as long as you know I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
Okay, I've got 10:05. I think we should get going. So welcome to everyone who's attending. I know, Kate, you're up in Minnesota someplace?
No, sir, I am at the top of the thumb.
Okay, good for you. Equally as beautiful. I know Craig is on a bicycle trip to Norway, so good for him.
Wow.
I don't know if I know, and Ann just told me her brother was coming in town and she's gonna be busy today, so she will not be, on the meeting. Okay, I just want to take a quick minute here, as you know, my friend George Farrell, who I did a movie class with, was, diagnosed with leukemia. Excuse me, Ron. My friend George Farrell was diagnosed with leukemia, and of course, he won't be teaching his movie class this semester. And, it's made me very sad. It's a little shocking. George and I are actually the same age, so that's, another whammy to you. But, if we could just have, I don't know, 30 seconds of silence and just think about George for a minute. He did a heck of a lot for Ollie. Very good person, very big heart, very patient teacher. Something that we all aspire to be. Okay. So welcome, we've done, intro guests and members. We have no guests this month. I want to talk to you a little bit about this. Jen emailed me and she's decided to leave Ollie altogether, as well as the study group committee. And I think Zoe was just overwhelmed and maybe not all that happy with, what she was doing, on the committee at the, end of her tenure. So with that being said, it's been a challenge to attract, members or volunteers for the study group committee. And I guess the question that I have for the committee is, since we don't really have subcommittees, is this really a format that we bring new people into?
Well, as a new member, I'm very unclear about how I can help. I've done almost nothing. And
Okay,
I don't know what my role is.
That's a good point, because that's something I was gonna ask today, is that can we go through what's really the task
Yeah.
that we can be most appreciative
Lee, I'm
I
sorry. Go ahead, Jerry.
I think
Jerry
our
wanted to
role-
answer that question.
I think our role is to a great extent advisory, especially those of us who've been involved teaching study groups, and to make any new policy or to address any issues that come up.
Okay, let me go to Lee next. Lee?
Okay. I think also, if you can solicit people, and I'm sorry if I'm not loud enough, I got a person who worked midnights who's sleeping in the next room. Can you hear me? Do I
Yeah.
need to talk louder?
No.
All right. How about this? Okay. All right.
yeah.
Good.
So two things. One, there are many members of the committee who also solicit study group new study groups. And so, you know, if you have friends who have a particular talent, that'd be great if you could just talk to them and say, hey, do you want to do this? Or sometimes I would think somebody may have a study group idea and you know that will go around and say, anybody want to take the lead on this? So, you know, if we could have volunteers for that, that would be great. The thing that I originally raised my hand for was, I think it's always good to have new people just because new ideas are great. You know, the best ideas come from committees with a combination of experienced people with institutional knowledge and new people who haven't been going through the same thing over and over again. You know, so I think it's always good to get new people. And I think if we can encourage people to visit our meetings, that might be a good thing. You know, that one of the things they talked about at Leadership Council was having more guests at meetings if we could do that.
Kate,
So that's all.
thanks, Lee. Kate?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, one of the things that, made me feel more or less useful on this committee was that, we were encouraged to proofread the catalog before it came out. And I did that on the first two catalogs, but then somehow I never saw the latest catalog never came to me as, you know, here, take these many pages and proofread them. And I just wondered what happened with that, did anybody proofread it? It must have been proofread by somebody, right? But like, I heard what Beth said and I had the same feeling when, you know, when I was first on here, I was like, what do I do here? But the proofreading was something that everybody could do, you know, and it was helpful, or I thought it was helpful. I'm not sure why it didn't happen this time. It was just me or if it was everybody.
Okay, Alice?
When I joined the study group committee, Stu took me and two other people who were joining at the same time and held a meeting with us to explain what the study group committee did, and then gave us that notebook, which was excellent and still is, except it's out of date. So there was really an orientation for new members, and Stu really did an excellent job of helping us understand what the tasks were.
Maybe Brian could say something about the proofreading.
Yeah, so there are members of this committee that proofread this previous catalog, and we kind of take turns. I also incorporate some of the study group instructors to go ahead and also proofread, especially seasoned ones like Marilyn Scott. I've even had Barbara Zarrett, who works for the Turner Center, or volunteered rather for Turner Center, who proofreads. So it's not every term that you would do that, Kate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I think Alice Horning, Craig Steffen, Jerry, were you on it this past term?
No, I wasn't asked to do it. I used to do the
Okay.
whole thing myself until a few years ago when I picked it up. So I'm
You're
certainly
more than
willing
welcome
to do
to
it.
start that again if you'd like. So it's really kind of you take turns, so you're feeling like you're always having to proofread everything. But if you'd like to do that, that's good to know.
Well, it was just one of the things that I, you know, because I don't know a lot of people in the, you know, being new to the area, I don't know a lot of people, so I'm not that useful as someone to recruit new study group leaders. I mean, I try, but so far I haven't found anybody. But those were some of the other things that that I thought I could do, so.
I just wanted to say also, we may have an untapped resource with all of the study group instructors that we have that could potentially join this committee. Maybe we should reach out to those folks first. That might be an idea to see if they'd be willing to even just visit and participate.
Okay. Stu?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Will, you mentioned in passing that Zoe Koussis left the committee because she was unhappy with her committee experience. Did you get any details from her about specifically what she meant?
Well, I'm not exactly, number one, let me restate that. I think she's fairly overwhelmed with the fact that she's planning a child's wedding and a couple other things that are going on. But I think we used to have like a social science, is that what we call it, social science committee, of which Zoe was a member of. I don't know if Zoe did a lot of active recruiting, but she was on the committee and, sort of, helped with interviews, I'm sure. After that committee disbanded, because, we've been so lean and mean, she felt, she was unclear of her role. Does that make any sense, Stu?
Yeah, originally, and
I
maybe,
want to let you know, my phone,
maybe
I
we
want to
want
interrupt, but I need to say my phone cutting in and out, so please bear with me if I leave for a second and then have to check back in. So,
Okay, no problem.
sorry about
Go
that.
ahead, Stu.
I'll do my
maybe if we are able to grow our membership a bit, Will and everybody, we might want to rethink what we were doing before, namely dividing up by categories of topics so that when new proposals come in, the proposer can be greeted and discussed by one of our members. It seemed to work for a while, especially when Annette, when Annette Fish was head of the Social Science Committee, they had a lot of work to do because a lot of proposals came in that category. So we may want to rethink this latest decision to just become a committee of the whole with regard to our interfacing with people who are proposing topics.
Right, and what I'm looking for, I guess, Stu, is the fact that it's nice that we can go out and recruit speakers, but like, Kate said, not everybody's from this area, not everybody's plugged into U of M, not everybody gets out and about in Ann Arbor. And sometimes, I don't want to tell people the only reason we need you on the membership, on the study group committee, is either A, to go recruit somebody, or B, to do edits for the catalog. So I guess I'm open to ideas.
Well, I
I,
would add to that list of 2 items, reviewing proposals that come into us.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Because
I have
we're-
a thought about getting new members for the committee.
Mhm.
Some people who decide that they want to teach a class may be people who are very motivated. And perhaps after they finish teaching their first class, if we can somehow make a note to contact them and say, how would you like to join the committee? We might find some more people that way. I wouldn't do it when they start, because maybe they'll feel overwhelmed and they don't know
Sure.
what they're getting into. But after they've completed their class, it might make sense to do that.
So, okay, thanks. Let me ask one of the senior members, namely Stu. Stu, how were you guys recruiting back before COVID? That's
Just through well, two kinds of categories for that. People that I can only speak to myself, but people that I knew through my other social activity in life, like Rudy Lindner, for example, member of my congregation, and I knew what his academic background was, and I approached him. I said, "Would you like to be an instructor?" And he has become one of our best instructors, and he's told me he is so grateful for having been asked. So there is one where people we know, we all are involved in the community, and we know people who might be great instructors. The other thing is, this is harder, is when we think that there's a topic that is worth discussing, either through our own intuition or seeing what Elderwise has done in the past, finding people who can do it. That's tougher. We have our database. If it's doing well, people who join ALI are asked about what their professional backgrounds are. So in a few cases, we were able to comb through that list and find some people that way. So those were the ways, at least I remember being involved, finding people to lead study groups.
so one of the things that I've read about lately is sometimes people are just waiting to be asked. Do you agree with that, Stu, or?
Of course, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Right, and putting out a notice on email saying we're looking for volunteers for the committee, in my experience, has never been effective. But calling a person that you know is much more likely to be successful.
Well, that, you know, and I don't wanna be critical of, you know, how we do our kickoffs and stuff, but I think trying to recruit volunteers at the kickoff is probably one of the worst things we do.
Oh, really?
Works
No,
for some
it does work.
committees.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, some
You
committees.
guys think it works,
focus on
okay.
people.
Okay, so I'm wrong.
didn't, Anne, she's made some brochures for
Uh-huh.
people, and I'm thinking that might be very useful.
Okay,
If people approach the table this year.
okay,
But I don't think you should recruit new members until it's clearer what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Cause I came because I heard you needed members, but I felt pretty much useless so far.
okay.
I assumed I'd be reviewing proposals, proofreading, not doing any of that.
Right,
Okay.
I've never been asked to review proposals, and if that's a big part of what this committee does, I wonder why that is, that, you know, I'm not actually being asked to review, even in my area of expertise, which is
Well,
social.
I think that's a great idea, Kate, and I'm sorry that we're not reviewing the proposals anymore. I think originally, when we came back from COVID, we were just praying to get somebody to teach anything, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah,
we
this,
kind
but
of
this year,
dropped.
but this term, we've had a record number of study group courses, and I'm wondering, like, you know, I raised this at the last meeting about if we get so many study groups, and especially if they're unreviewed, are we kind of shooting ourselves in the foot because you know, people do a lot of work to be an instructor, and then they don't get very many people because the membership is so spread out over the number of study groups.
Right, and the other side of that, of course, is what if we truly get someone who believes he's a wonderful instructor, but he isn't?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that, you know, maybe we should go back to a little bit stricter review, and like maybe there are some of these courses that we think we should reject, you know, because they're not strong enough, and there's a lot. We've got an embarrassment of riches right now.
Okay. Stu?
Yeah, a very wise observation from Kate. Let me give you one example. We have two classes this time by Charles Monsma, both on the Supreme Court. The reality of it is there is an ethics SIG done by Stu Lockman that's on the Supreme Court. And I saw all that in the catalog, and I'm thinking, we are going to really be thinning out the attendance. I can't predict it, who knows, but I think if we had looked at that holistically, we might have said, Chuck, why don't you just get together with Stu Lockman and participate in the ethics SIG? So there are cases where I think we're so happy to have all these proposals, and we kind of congratulate ourselves when the numbers get up in the high 50s. I think maybe we should do a better job of filtering. That's the word I'm looking for, filtering proposals.
Okay. Alice?
I had, asked Ryan for some information to hand out to people in recruiting, and he included the volunteer handbook, which I had never read, and it's excellent. It's just really well written.
Okay,
And in there, they talk about what the committee does, how much time it takes with in job description. I mean, it's really worth looking at. So,
how many pages is the volunteer handbook?
it's 25 pages. And as far as this committee, we can just,
We have a bunch of them.
so you can just copy the page that describes the study group
Okay,
committee. But it's really well written, and I'm glad, I don't know who wrote it, but I was very impressed. But I also think that, I don't know how you feel about this, Stu, but I thought the notebook you gave us when I joined was really well written, and I don't know if you would want to update it, but it really clarified what the job was and how things ran, and, you know, how to approach people. I mean, it's really well written.
Well, first of all, I agree with you. It needs to be updated. And I apologize, my Ollie time has been consumed by the ethics SIG, and I'm getting ready to do the seminar on how to lead an Ollie study group this next week. So I haven't had time to attend to the notebook, but in the next month, I will be getting to that.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I know I'm a horrible person today. My raised hand thing doesn't work. I want to say the two things we have to do this month. So I wonder if we should go to them and then come back to this. Our number one, we need
Okay. We're not hearing you, Lee, if you're hearing us.
She's gone again.
Oh, she's just gone, okay. Yeah, this is getting to be a little strained.
She was probably going to refer to item number 7, Will, on the agenda, classroom assistants, and making sure we've got some for all the classes.
I'm doing
Oh.
music. Is
Lee, you're cutting out. Sorry, we can't understand you.
I sent a note to Will. We need folks for Calduda, Martha Nagel, Jennifer Lee. So we need
Okay.
people to volunteer for those 5 folks. The rest of them are covered. Okay, so can somebody write those names down in case I get cut out again. Liz Lara for it.
She's gone again. Okay. And here she's back again. Lee, are you on? Lee, we can't hear you.
Maybe she should use the chat.
Yeah, you want to try using,
Okay. Okay.
You might wanna use-
I tried leaving and coming back.
okay, well, we can kind of hear
What do
you.
you want me to do? Okay, okay, great. So those are the 5 people. If I leave, if you can figure out somebody to do them, that would be great. And then
Okay.
second, Will, you have my 4 proposed questions. You have my 4 proposed questions for evals. I think we
Yep.
need to get that resolved
Mhm.
this month because we got to get them out. And so I don't know if you want me, does everybody have them? Or do you want me to read
Yeah,
them?
I emailed them this
So there,
morning.
okay, so what I propose is getting rid of these 11 questions, having,
She's gone.
You're gone.
I can read these. I have them pulled up. So
Sure.
here's the proposed statements. Number 1, the content and format matched the description of the course. Number 2, the instructor was prepared and knowledgeable. Number 3, the class was a satisfying learning experience. Number 4, please add any
Yeah,
comments you might have about the course
Please add any
instruction and format.
yeah. So there were 11 questions and a lot of this, I mean, I think everything at the end of the day is in here. I know there are things individual people won't know about, but I really think the 4th question, just add whatever you want to talk about, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, I think it's
And
good. I
this way
think
we
it's a
can write a
good
note at the
list.
top. Okay, great. I think we should do this way because we can put at the top, we've changed our evals. It's much shorter. Please participate.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I couldn't quite hear that. Can you, Will, have you got it? And can you screen share that document?
Let me see here.
Was it emailed to all of us? Kate, did you get an
Yeah,
email?
I can screen share the email.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so there are content and
Ryan?
instructor prepared and knowledgeable. The class was a satisfying experience, and please add any comments you have about the course, instructor, or format. Basically, if you look, all 11
you.
of those questions are put in here. And I think if people really care about something, I'll add it to number 4. And I think we're gonna have a note at the top of it saying, this is gonna be a lot shorter this time, please participate.
Or please
I'm not
answer
sure
with
why
less.
we need a note at the top. If it's short and it's there, they can see that it's short. I don't understand why.
No,
we
it's in the
say
email,
short.
it's in the, I'll tell you why, because people will assume it still has 11 questions. I'm talking about the email that goes with it.
Oh, I see.
The email, here's an evaluation. Please.
Yeah,
It takes 2 minutes.
yeah, yeah. Poor Lee is
Um,
having quite the technical glitch day.
Yeah. Then she's in Grand Rapids.
Oh, well,
I
hey,
am.
Like a
I'm
lap-
up here in Port
I'm back.
Austin and
My phone is breaking up. I need to buy a new phone.
We-
So, I will, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay,
We
great.
can hear you.
So I'm gonna stop talking and let you guys, okay, I'm gonna stop talking, let you guys handle this, because I know this is irksome. I just want to make sure we okayed the evals, if they are okay, and that we get people for those folks that don't yet have mentors. Other than that, you know, and the way, well, Ryan will probably tell you, following is, September 3rd. And, you know, stuff needs to be in by October 30th. So that's really what I need to say from the leadership. I'll tell you more about leadership next month
Okay.
when my phone's
Uh,
not acting up. So
Thank you, Lee.
Thanks, Lee.
I'm sorry. So anyway, I'll stop talking now, but if you could just resolve these things, I'll just
Thank you.
listen and not talk anymore.
Thank you. Ron, you had some comments about the evals.
Well, as I thought, I just thought that the 10 or 11 questions were fine, they were to the point. I just think that we needed a way to ensure that we get as much participant completing it as possible. The question is, how do you do that? Well, I said this morning, maybe we could, with the study group says, look, we're gonna cut this short, ladies and gentlemen, for a few moments. We got a survey that we need because this helps us moving forward, present the best programs that we can. And I think people understand that. I think they will take the time to do it. The time is there. They're more of a captive audience at that time. The 4 questions are fine, but
No.
I think the 11th is more specific. And it really jogs the brain to really respond to the specific question.
Can I say something
Problem
about
is that really interferes with anonymity. If you hand them out in the class like that and ask them to hand them back, especially in a small class, that interferes with anonymity, and that's a problem.
Not if they're not indicating their name. When you pass something up, you don't know who's, if right now, if we do something, we pass it up to the person at the top of the table. Once you get them all together, you shuffle, you don't know if it's yours or mine that you're getting. There's no name on it. So I don't think that anonymity is really a question
I
in
think,
that respect at all.
I think a lot of study group leaders, including me, just do their own on paper, hand it out, take it in, exactly what you're
Right.
suggesting.
Mhm.
But the one that we're talking about is an email that comes after the class, am I right?
That's correct.
Right,
It
and
comes through email.
exactly. And the problem has been, do
We
we
don't
get
get
a
that
good
many
turn,
back,
we
yeah.
get a good turnaround on those? And I think that we should eliminate, quite
But
frankly.
not all study
I think we
group
should just-
leaders want to do their own in class.
Well, we could certainly check and see. I mean, we might have a higher percentage than we think.
Yeah.
But the object here is that we get the response so that we can present the best materials that we
Right.
can moving forward. Am I correct or not?
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
And which way are we gonna do that? What's the best way in doing that, quite frankly?
Yeah.
I think, and it's always worked, you know, I've done classes before, basically they've been in law, right? And that was one of the problems getting the attorneys, because they were so busy, to get back these surveys. But we found that if we cut things just a few minutes short and says, hey, guys, we need this because it's gonna assist all us moving forward. People are very in tune to that. They put up their best time into it and you get the best response, I think, when you do it that way. But, you know, that's just been my experience and I'm just throwing it on the table.
Appreciate it.
We need to maybe try things and see how it worked, you know, going forward, just try a little and see what happens.
Of course, that would put a little bit of a burden on Ellie to try to get all those paper surveys into a database, or what do you think, Ryan?
Paper surveys? No, we can't do that. We don't have the bandwidth
Okay,
on staff to do paper surveys and not with the amount of study groups. There's just no way. I mean, Evenings with Ollie does it, but they have 3 programs a term. That's
Sure.
nothing, right? Study groups we have 70 plus. And there's just, if you want timely surveys, I don't know if that would be in like results.
When you say 70 plus, are they all active at the same time? Are these at different intervals? Because then that makes a difference.
Well, yes, they're staggered throughout the term, but still,
But
I mean, it's
70
not just. there's
70 for
multiple-
3 months is a lot.
Yeah, and there's multiple things that we're doing, not just surveys, obviously, throughout the day. And on top of it, lectures, one survey, everybody wants a survey.
Right?
Okay.
Also,
so
that wouldn't work for Zoom classes. So that you still have to do that by email.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me go to Stu. He's had his hand up patiently for quite a while. Go ahead, Stu.
I'm looking at Lee's four questions. Would it be worthwhile to add number 5? Do you have any suggestions for future study groups?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What do you think, Lee? Oh,
If you want to, it's fine.
yeah.
They never answer that. We've had that. We had it in the past.
Yeah, I think it's good. Good.
okay,
It's okay
let's
if you
put
want
it,
to add it. I wouldn't add
yeah.
any more.
That seems
I
like,
think,
that seems like a question that should be asked to the whole membership, not just to the people who take study groups. But
yeah.
I don't know if there's a vehicle for doing that.
I don't think there is at this time, and I think this should suffice. Is that fair? I mean, I think this is good enough.
Let's just try it and see what we get with
Yeah.
those
5 questions. Yep, I agree. Okay, so is anybody terribly opposed to doing an electronic survey with 5 questions? I see nobody's hands raised. I see, what do we got? Ryan, you can want to take a look at chat and see what's in there.
I put the question in there.
Okay,
I'm guessing other study group leaders besides me do their own in class sometimes and just use it for their own.
okay. Okay, so are we okay, Lee?
I think so. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I still want to go through the agenda. And, you know, last month's meetings minutes are approved, I assume. Any objections? We talked about, using AI as a note taker. I think that's complete, so that'll be a go forward. Fall kickoff, our goals, of course, even if you're just talking to people at tables and stuff, try to emphasize our study groups. 2 questions that came up to me personally was, number 1, does all inclusive include the pitch line? She didn't seem to think it was very clear in the catalog, and it does. And number 2, does all inclusive help your lottery chances? And the answer to that is no.
I have a comment on that. My experience, and I think others have been that a lot of people who take all-inclusive sign up for many courses they either never take or they drop after 1 week. And I think that what that does is it makes the lottery possibilities for someone even more difficult because there are people signed up who will never show up. I'm not sure what to do about it, but I want to raise that as an issue.
Okay,
You know, I typically, and since the all-inclusive started, I've always had some people who don't show up, but I think it's now maybe as many as a third of the people who sign up for the class don't show up.
But the leadership council made a policy, or maybe it was here, the policy was made that at the first class, instructors are supposed to take attendance. And if the people did not notify them that they were gonna miss the first class, then they notify Ali Info to drop the person from the class.
Okay,
Am I
Yeah,
right?
that's not a problem. That dropping a person is not a problem. The problem is that happens after the lottery. And so people who are left out because someone signed up and that dropped the class, it's too late for them.
I
Alice,
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I guess I would be inclined to just drop the all-inclusive. I don't know why. I just think it makes so much mess.
you drop the all-inclusive as a membership option?
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
That will be an uphill battle.
yes. I think we have more and more all-inclusive memberships, don't we, Brian?
Yeah, I agree with simplified things, Alice, but people would be up in arms about it. The all-inclusive is an incredible deal,
Yes,
Yeah, I know.
for an entire year. And I'm surprised that more people don't take advantage of it. The problem is, and what Jerry is saying is very true, since all-inclusive's inception, that they're just signing up for all these study groups. We're hitting our max. People who actually want to take it are going on the wait list, and those all-inclusive people are just not showing up and not bothering even contacting the office that they don't want to participate in those classes anymore. So that's,
In the each said to our class, we say, add a thing.
that,
I don't know what you said, Lee.
she's
Oh,
gone.
she's gone. We did. That's annoying.
Oh, boy.
There she is, she's back. Hi, Lee.
Lee, are you connected to Wi-Fi by chance? That might be helpful.
I don't know. But if we put, if you, plans change, please let us know. You know, because we're
What-
supposed to
what-
write a letter about a
Lee-
week ahead. That might be a good place for it.
Lee, we can't really understand you, you're breaking up too much. You wanna try to restate it, I guess?
Can you
Yeah,
type it in the
I
chat,
said-
Lee?
We all write a welcome letter. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
We all write a welcome letter a week before class. Add a phrase in there, if you're gonna drop, if plans have changed, please drop.
I guess. I could send something like that out to the study group leaders, I guess.
Well, like Beth said, if we just encourage first class that each instructor kind of, because they are given rosters, right, with the names. So if they take the attendance, they see who's not there. And then they just contact us, then we can reach out to those people who didn't show up, then we can get confirmation. And if we don't get any response, then we'll just drop it.
Yeah.
And adding people.
And adding if there's a wait list, and that way we're doing it at the beginning of that class. But again, like some classes are only 2 sessions, so.
One session, yeah.
One. Stu?
You're on mute, Stu.
I just want to highlight this wonderful document that Will and Lee put together. It's the instructions to study group leaders. There's a paragraph in here that says attendance. Please take attendance the first day of class. If members are not present and haven't contacted you ahead of time, please let Ali know. There may be a wait list. We would like to accommodate folks in line.
Right.
People on the original roster do not attend, so we need to make sure every study group instructor gets this document. Is there a process that emails this to everybody?
Yeah, I think Ryan already sent it out. Can you hear me now? I think I fixed it. No.
You're better, a little.
Better.
Ryan, does
Okay.
this-
I think also I think also in the welcome letter we send a week ahead of time, we should say, drop it if you're not gonna take it. because then they'll drop before classes start.
So you want each instructor to send an email like that? Is that what you're saying, Lee?
Well, they, in their
Well, they're
welcome.
gonna send a welcome email a week ahead of time. It can be in that letter.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
That's a very good idea.
yeah, I agree.
so let me ask this, Beth and Ryan, what is the mechanism? So let's say I want to be in Jerry's class, I'm on the wait list. Alice drops out, do you guys send me an email? Okay,
What will happen is Ellie would call you and email you,
okay,
and then
Say
you would
we
get
still
back
have
to
it.
her and she would just update her status to registered and then notify the instructor of the new person. That's basically it.
Okay,
If there are oversubscribed classes, I think Jerry knows this, like I will reach out to the instructor to see if we can just, let's say there's 3 people on the wait list. Can those 3 people just join?
okay,
You know, stuff like that. Sometimes if 15, and so I will ask, are you willing? And if you are, to do a second section of this class for this term, if not, we can do a repeat. You know, however you wanna do it, we try to accommodate everybody as much as we can.
okay.
Ryan,
Okay.
have we sent that letter? Have we sent that letter yet to facilitators? The long one that Stu
Yes.
just referred to?
Yep. And Lee, I
Okay.
think what we'll do for in
I
person
think
is we have folders and we can put that in a printout in that folder as well with table tents and all of that. You know, like a study group
Okay.
instructor packet folder situation.
Okay,
Right, okay.
good enough. Okay, so one of the other topics I want to talk about is, at this time, I think we have 77 study groups, Ryan, down to 75 or?
I think we're down to 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, the big question arises, do we have too many study groups?
Well, I don't think we'll know until
Yeah.
we see how the registration plays out.
Okay,
Lynn Boyer made a really good point at Leadership Council, which is in our strategic plan. We said we really want to increase our offerings. We want to be more diverse in our offerings. We've done that. We've
Yeah.
got a lot of offerings and they're all across the board in terms of what they're about. So I think we have to see how it plays out.
when we were in Leadership Council, I heard Bernie Beach say that people are saying the catalog's too confusing.
But I've heard a lot of people say it's wonderful. so-
I walked out of a yoga,
Yes.
I walked out of a yoga class and I gave this lady a brand, the person who's never come down with me before, a catalog. She came up to me the next day and she says, oh my God, there's so many things I want to take. Should I just do a $50 membership? Or I said, well, to start with, do the 50, but that's what I want to hear. I want to hear
Exactly.
people that are impressed.
What did Bernie expand on what was so confusing?
No, I
Or
think
just
it's
simply
good.
said it was confusing?
Yeah. Some
She
people-
just said it was confusing.
some people
I
may be
think the catalog
wrong,
is
I don't
well organized in terms of
is.
there are these lists for by subject and by day of the week. My problem is the website is awful.
It's better though.
I've used
Jack.
it and I always have trouble getting into what I want to do. That's a different issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's better.
So if you want to bring me a drink on the fall kickoff, I'm going to be helping people register, Jerry. So
Or revolving.
hopefully nobody throws anything at me. So what do we say about having too many study groups? Are we just fine where we at? Should we put a limit on it? Should we not? Do we just think that the natural wall of attrition will take place and people will go, well, geez, I only got two responses, maybe this isn't such a good idea, or what do people think?
I second the
Okay.
idea of let's evaluate it afterward, because that's a big jump compared to where we were in the last semester or a year ago at this time.
Right.
We don't know exactly what what a good number should be anyway.
Right, and just to refresh everyone's mind, that when I came into study group, we were praying to get 55 study groups together. And now we're up to 75, so that's quite a jump. And I think the best thing to do is see how this goes. Hopefully, we don't get too many undersubscribed classes, because that's always a challenge. But, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Alice?
I agree with Beth. I think we should, and you, that we'll just have to see how it plays out, but, I think the wide diversity is a really important piece, because some people like literature and some people like, movies and all that, yeah.
So I took this a little bit deeper when I was thinking about it, and I don't know exactly what we would do. Would we say the first 60 that sign up get to teach a class? Or if you're like Beth and I, and you get your proposal in at the last minute, do we want to let people make a reservation saying that they're gonna, it becomes really a challenge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that we need to keep our eye on this, but I just wanted to put it in front of people, so, I mean, obviously, what are we, Ryan? We start on page 38 of the catalog and go all the way to
Yeah.
page 112, so, I mean, we are the catalog, if nobody's guessed that by now.
Is there a ceiling on the study group? Do we have a ceiling as to how are we going that? We're at 75 now, do we go to 80, we go to 90? I mean, is there somewhere where we've reached our max on that or no?
We don't think there is, but time will tell, I guess. I mean, one of the things I was thinking about, there's only so many hours in the day, so either you do a morning session on Wednesday or you do an afternoon session on Wednesday. It's, there'll be a lot of overlap, and we know that.
It's inevitable with the amount of offerings. You will always have overlap. I know people will complain about that. Well, I really wanted to take this, but it's at the same time as this. Well, there's only so many days in the week, and so anyway.
Okay, so, I guess the next one is the study group discussion of class assistants. Let me, pull up a spreadsheet. Did you get my spreadsheet, Ryan? Can you share that?
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised that Beth said that the one she's getting in the mail isn't the one that I think I'm updating.
And,
Cause I said
Sure.
I would do music.
Okay.
and, Art and as culture, but it wasn't. I didn't know somebody else had done, or volunteered for that.
Well, when did you send that out? Was that yesterday or previously?
It's yesterday at 11:40. As one more document is the
Yes.
title.
Can I tell you the people we need mentors for? Cause that sheet's not
Just a minute,
complete.
Lee, just a minute. Ryan's gonna share the document.
Okay,
Okay.
Can we blow it up a little bit?
all right. So here's what we have so far. Is it up? We
Yeah.
have, art and culture, covered, and Linda Tompkins is Stu. Derek Breton is Lee. Robin Axelrod is Will.
Hold
Kevin
on,
Dacey is,
We don't need all that.
Lee, hold
Okay.
on a minute. Who's doing art and culture?
so far you only have Stu written down.
Yeah, cause I said I do art and culture.
I am.
Oh, you are?
And Alice and I are gonna talk about how she can help with that.
Oh. I
That's
see.
why I'm calling you, that's why you're calling me Sunday, Alice.
Oh, okay. That's what that.
Okay,
email's
so
about.
Burka is me and Alice.
Okay.
Okay. Next
Yes.
one is Linda
Cause
Tompkins.
I've already been in pretty consistent contact with her.
So this is
That's Stu.
Yeah, that's Lee. Thank
this
you.
is Stu.
Yep,
This is a cooking class, so that will be me, because it's in the lobby.
okay, Ryan's gonna do the cooking class.
That's open. We need somebody for that.
I got it.
Who is?
Ryan, I will be here. I
Who's doing the
always
cooking
help with
class?
it.
Ryan, Ryan.
Okay, thank you, Ryan.
Yeah. And then Derek's class.
That's Lee, American Revolution.
That's
You're
me.
doing that right, Lee?
Keep it on.
The
Yes.
Ichabod is open. Do we have anybody for that?
I think
I just-
I could do that.
It looks really cool.
Okay,
Thanks,
This is,
Kate.
yeah,
Okay, Kate's gonna do that. Great.
that's just
Thank you so
for the
much.
first class, right?
I'm sorry.
It's just
Correct.
for the first
Yeah, you
class,
just
right?
pick up the materials ahead of time. Yes, you pick up the materials ahead of, well, first of all, you email them and say, hey, got any questions? I'm here for you. And
Okay,
then you gather the materials for the class and you bring them the first day, and that's all you have to do.
okay,
And I'll send out an email to everybody after this meeting, to clarify. As long as I
Okay,
know
great.
who's doing whom. Okay,
great.
thank you, Kate. Okay,
And Frank. And
let's see,
Frank
what's
is me.
next? That's you.
Rumi?
Okay, so we need somebody to do Ruby.
We don't have anybody for
Poetry.
rooming.
Who's doing Anne Frank?
I am.
Ryan, Willis.
Okay,
I'm doing music.
You're doing Louis Nagel? Who is that that said I'm
Yeah.
doing music?
Alice Carter.
Alice Carter's doing Louis Nagel.
Okay, thank you, Alice. Okay, great.
So Rumi?
Okay, we need somebody for the roomie class.
That I would do it, but I'm gonna be out of town.
So she's actually doing that at her office.
So I'll
Right,
do
and
it.
I apologize for that confusion, Beth.
No, that-
I'll meet her.
that's
I've
no
been
problem.
there. I
Okay.
toured the office, make sure it's
Okay,
poly ready.
sure.
It's handicapped, the bathroom's accessible as well, so I'll just drop off. She's very nice.
Okay. Next one,
Kevin Dacey's from page to screen,
that's me.
right? Then we got Alice, thank you,
Yes,
Alice.
Will.
Love starts here, that's Beth.
Yeah.
She's said that numerous
Yep.
times. From cells to symptoms,
We need someone for this lady who is
Jennifer Lee.
Yeah, we need
Jennifer Lee.
One, two, three. It's here at Turner,
What month is that in?
October 1st.
That sounds sticky for me.
Let's see, that's. Yeah,
Hey, Ryan,
Yeah,
Ryan? Are you
Yeah.
there?
I'm here.
So, since you have very kindly agreed to do the first day stuff for the Turner people, I'd be happy to write them an email just saying if they have any questions ahead of time to contact me, so you're not dealing with that.
okay,
Because they might have substantive questions ahead of time, and I'm happy to talk about that. Okay,
I guess.
so,
I could definitely.
Ryan, are you also doing Jennifer Lee then, and then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Here at
so
Turner.
anybody that has Ryan's name on it, I will send an email ahead of time from the committee, just so somebody from the committee has contacted them.
Okay.
What about Charlie Taylor?
Great, sounds like we got it all covered.
Well, hang on.
That's me.
Okay, thanks, Lee.
Okay, William Ingram.
It's me and Craig Stevens as a, wait, can we stay with Charlie Taylor for a minute?
Sure.
Charlie, I've been in contact with Charlie, but also Craig is gonna attend he's in the class, Craig Stevens. So he's gonna also help with that.
Okay.
So it's Lee and Craig for that.
Why is the
For Charlie.
history not read?
He canceled.
He is gonna be teaching in the winter. It's not in the paper catalog.
Then William Ingram is doing the history of the calendar. I'll be assisting him. I don't think that's on the list for some reason.
Yeah,
And then the other one that I'll be assisting with is Arlene Weiss with her hybrid Zoom film clip movie or film class.
for that class, we purposefully schedule extra time at the beginning,
Okay,
just so you know, Will. So there's an extra half-hour buffer,
okay,
because there's been issues with that starting on time.
okay, great. We've talked about number 8. We've talked about number 9. So Kate, you're still with us, right? Yep, see ya. So one of the really cool things that I found when trying to figure out how to digitize anything that isn't digitized for the study group manual is that if you scan a document as a JPEG and then you open that JPEG up with Google Docs, it has an automatic OCR conversion which writes
Oh,
which
great.
writes all the text underneath the JPEG, so
Oh,
we
that's
can edit
great.
there.
Yeah. So does
So
it need a lot of cleanup?
I think it may need some cleanup. I haven't really gotten too deep into it, but if
Yeah,
you
it
would like
probably
to
does.
work, if you would like to work on that with me, I would appreciate it, and we'll recruit
I
some
will
other
do that.
members also.
Just
Okay,
let me know,
great.
just send me a note with times and that you want to get together to do that and
Okay,
we can do it at
Well-
Turner Center.
okay. Next is Leadership Council. Lee, anything you want to say?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're
Yeah, I have a few
Good.
things. I think I fixed the problem. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think I fixed it. Okay, so let me tell you what's happened with Leadership Council. So, sorry, I'm going to that page. Okay, let's see. So, I think I did report on the April meeting, right? I think
Sure.
June, maybe not. Hold on. I know that things got screwed up because of my nephew's funeral. Okay, so we had a leadership, the May meeting was just the yearly meeting where they nominated all the officers. So June 18th, I had this written down. I apologize for my. Okay. Sorry, I'm on the wrong sheet. I promise I'll get my act together any minute. Okay, I got it. May meeting was just the meeting and the election. June meeting. They discussed pillar 2, which is membership, and the committee decided they obviously want to increase membership generally, but they're going to begin with focusing on 3 groups: people of color, Ypsilanti, and younger members. Development Committee reports that there's going to be a gala on March 6th. They're going to be strolling minstrels. There will be supper and a fine art auction. Regarding membership, Angela is actually working with UM retirees. The July meeting was actually a leadership retreat, and there are a few things I'd like to mention about that. The staff wanted to make sure we all understood how important it is to be collaborative in our practices. Staff respects the volunteers respect the staff. As you know, Ryan's at all our committee meetings. The other, probably the most important thing is that the staff finds venues. So if you have any ideas for a venue for a study group, that's great. Please tell Ryan. Okay. There's going to be the Strategic Marketing Committee is developing an ambassadors group to start outreach, and that'll start in the fall. So if you have any interest in something like that, let me know and I'll let Richard know. I wanted to talk a little bit about Pitchline because there's been some confusion about that. They're hoping to get more volunteers to review Pitchline referrals. But one thing that is going to happen, I think there's been some confusion in the past, but it's pretty clear now. Any person submitting a Pitchline suggestion has to lead it. So a Pitchline that just says, I'm interested in 17th century dolls, you know, that's not just going to get punted to the study group committee. Go find somebody. Anybody who says something to the Pitchline is responsible for it. So I think that's something that'll make those of us on the committee happy. One thing that may be happening in the near future is the National OSHER has a thing called OSHER Online. And they have lots of courses that they basically put together. It's sort of like the Dartmouth idea, where there's a particular time set for classes and speakers, but they basically handle anything and we just register folks. That's still in the very early stages. But Angela's investigating that, and when I have anything to report to you, I will do that. I don't think that's going to interfere with what we do. In fact, I pointed out the importance of making sure that if we do one of those classes, it's maybe in the evenings or on Saturdays, so it doesn't conflict with study groups. But when I know more, I will let you know. But it's clear that it could be a very nice program enhancer and also revenue enhancer. And the goal will be to make sure it doesn't basically create problems with study groups. All right. And then one of the things that was suggested at the meeting was that maybe we consider offering more one-time classes. So for next month, I'm going to count the number of online classes and let Leadership Council know that we already have quite a few of those. So I think that's really all that needs to be said. Beth, you were at those meetings. Is there anything you think we should be communicating to the study group committee? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
No, it's fine. I knew you were gonna do it. I don't,
Right.
it's fine.
Lee, what was the
Okay.
date for the gala?
I think it's March 10th. Let me confirm that.
Okay,
And
This is a catalog.
March 6th, which is a
Okay.
Friday from 5:30 to 7:30.
okay. I need to do that
Thank you.
just to when I'm
Yes, I know you
reviewing
need the
the
dates. I
AI,
apologize.
but okay.
March 6th, yes, I have 6 on my page too. And
Okay, thank you.
And by the way, if you're going to be at the fall kickoff, whether you're manning a table or volunteering, or you're just strolling around, you should register by August 26th because they want to make sure they have enough food for everybody. So that's August 26th is the reservation for fall kickoff, and fall kickoff is the 3rd.
Okay, one other thing.
And the other date that's important, of course, is we need to have our, go ahead, Will.
What was
One
that?
other thing. Go ahead, Lee.
Will?
Kate, go ahead,
Yeah.
ask your question.
No,
No, I just said yes, Will. No, I'm done.
Okay, let me speak then.
Go ahead, Kate.
So.
no, I was just
what-
asking, what was that last thing that you said, Lee? Because I didn't catch it.
I said you need to sign if you're going to the fall kickoff,
No, it was after
either as a
that.
volunteer or
Never
just,
mind. It was
going.
after that.
you
It was
need
after
to-
that. I've already registered.
Okay.
I, it was something, never mind. It's
Oh, great,
probably not
okay.
important.
Well, the only other date other than fall kickoff being on the 3rd is October 10th. We need to sign up for study group classes. We have proposals by October 10th.
Great.
That might be it, yeah.
Okay, and don't forget, Lee, that Stu did some excellent work on getting the F next to single session classes. So you should be able to look at the catalog and see how many single session classes we
Yes,
have.
yeah,
Should be indexed.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Sue, and thank you, Will, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on to news and discussion. Alice, you've got a speaker that you've lined up, or
Yes.
you sent me an email. You wanna
Yes.
talk about that?
So I met with the people over at the maps department in what's called the Clark Library at Hatcher. And they are very gracious. They want to do a study group on the Atlas. So they're quite thrilled. When I started talking about Rudy Linder and other people that they knew very well, that maybe they would do more study groups in connection to some of the speakers that we have, or some of the faculty that they work with, they might encourage to do some study groups with them and use their maps and
So I'm gonna sound like the most unintelligent person in the room, but what can you say about an atlas?
well, I
Lots.
think that
Okay,
I think what you can say is how Atlas is developed over time and how they're used and how they have to reflect not just changes in boundaries, but how you also talk about history. So they are working on it. I haven't seen any specifics, but they are very enthusiastic about that.
Okay, great.
And then I met with the outreach person at the Bentley Historical Library.
How's that going? I know we did a nice tour there once and then they seem to disappear on us.
I know, well, Brian Williams did that tour, and he's super busy because two of his staff left. So I emailed Courtney a couple of days ago and said, how is it going with outreach? And she hasn't gotten back to me, so I don't know.
Courtney is,
Megan Courtney, Courtney.
Brian's helper or,
Megan Courtney is the outreach person for the Bentley Historical Library, so
Okay.
her job is to get some of the Bentley material out into the community.
oh, okay, well, sounds like the perfect person.
Yeah, if she does, if she can do it, yeah.
Okay, all set, Alice? Any other news, any other discussions? Anything I missed here?
Can I just say something by way of appreciation for Alice? She is my role model for going out into the world and finding new study groups. You know, we were talking before, what
Absolutely.
our responsibilities are. You do the best job of it, and personally, I thank you, and the committee
Oh.
appreciates it.
Absolutely, thank you so much, Alice.
Thank you, I actually enjoy it.
I think your neighbors are very nervous when they see
They
you
are very-
coming, but.
Yes, my one neighbor who I'm trying to recruit, because she does the psychological evaluations for people who apparently are criminally insane. She hasn't.
That'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
We could have her come up to the Hampshire and talk to Julie about Ted Kaczynski, huh?
Yeah,
The Unabomber?
she would be involved with him, right? No, she hasn't signed on yet, but I'm working on it.
Okay, Ryan, what do you got for your directorship? Assistant director, sorry.
Due date October 10th for study group proposals. I know it's a lot earlier this year. A few instructors like Dick Chase has reached out to me. He likes to solicit his study group and then builds a study group for the following term off that. So we'll have some trickle in later. But really we want to be,
When do you want to be the publisher?
so the problem with the winter catalog is that the turnaround time is much faster, right? And on top of that, it's the holiday season, so mail is full of cards and whatever, what have you. And then also people are taking vacations and breaks, so we have to get this done within a month, which is a feat. So it's a few weeks before, usually it's at the end of October. So we pushed it a couple weeks up so we can get things to the printer and then to members' mailboxes in a timely manner. As
Are you talking about the second week in October?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
So what do we say to people that come out and tell us that there's no way in hell I can get my proposal done by the 10th?
Wait. To wait.
I guess you'll do it in fall of 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the thing is like,
You don't want-
I wanna be accommodating as possible, but we also have deadlines to meet.
Okay.
Right, and we have to have certain things done at a certain time in order for things to roll smoothly.
Okay,
And the past couple of years that I've been doing the winter catalog, it's been a feat. And then, like, when we rush, there's a lot more mistakes. So we're trying to minimize that by starting earlier. Maybe it's a good idea if we do have a bunch of study groups that we say, hey, we really are interested in this, but would you be willing to do this in the winter term? You know, instead of cramming it all in the fall and then we're scrambling for winter. So maybe we can spread it out, have things in the pipeline ready to go for winter instead of accepting all of them for fall.
That's, that's,
This is an idea.
anything else?
No, so with that, I would love that if the committee wants to review all the proposals, that's wonderful, I think they should. It comes on a spreadsheet, we've done this before, I think we did a training with Ann and everybody. And that didn't really work out too well because there were things getting deleted and too many hands in the pot, so I'm open to suggestions on how to better distribute a spreadsheet to people who want to review the proposals, because they're not all on paper form anymore. You know, we get like maybe 10, and the rest are all electronic on a spreadsheet, so let me know if you have a better, an idea on how to best, distribute those, with minimum, with minimum mistakes, and accidentally deleting things. I'm open 100%.
Okay. Stu,
On the subject of possible future study groups, I am always alert in the ethics SIG for discussions we have had that might be expanded into study groups. We've had at least 2 of those in the not too distant past that worked out great. We had a topic just this week, and I want to just use the study committee as a focus group and tell me if you think this would be of interest for a study group. The topic was ethical issues with euthanasia or assisted suicide in the absence of a terminal diagnosis. I'll
Oh,
read it again.
wow.
Ethical issues with euthanasia or assisted suicide in the absence of a terminal diagnosis. It's been getting a lot of press recently in the New York Times and the September issue of The Atlantic, and we had a great conversation about it. Is that something that is just too morbid, or do you think,
No,
I don't think so.
no,
do
I
you
think
think
it's
there'd be
great.
some?
What do you think, Beth?
Yeah, I think it's a great topic. I'm planning to propose a 1-session thing for winter called Controlling Your Own Dying, where I have a friend who helped his sister with assisted suicide in Vermont and really researched how you do it in the US in Vermont, which has the most open thing. But that's very different from assisted suicide for people who don't have a terminal diagnosis. But I wonder if they could be done together. I was gonna have a panel and have somebody, maybe me, somebody else talking about voluntary eating, giving up eating and drinking as another way to end your life. And also hospice. I think it's important to have somebody from hospice there.
Okay, Beth, let me just, I think it'd be great to combine your thoughts on this thing we did. This was led by Kathy Lang, Laing, and I could email you her contact information. Actually, aren't you on the Ethics SIG roster still?
No, I
Oh.
don't think I am.
Okay, I will
but-
email you her contact information and talk with her about whether you'd like to collaborate with her on a study group. And I will prepare her by calling her, okay, so she doesn't get caught cold.
Okay.
I haven't discussed it with her yet. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, everyone.
Sure.
Okay, thanks, Stu. Lee?
Freddie from Leadership Council suggested also that we have, she knows someone who is a funeral director who she thought might be interested in giving a lecture on, things you should know when a loved one passes. I've tried to contact that person by email. I haven't gotten anything back yet. I'll try again. One thing I will say is, I think it was spring semester, we had a whole mess of classes about death, and they ended up being sparsely populated because there were so many. So I do think with respect to this and every other topic, we do consider at what point we've saturated the topic. And then we end up, folks as, nobody taking any class or having a whole mess of classes with 2 or 3 people in them because there are too many on the topic. I don't think we've hit that point with respect to this issue yet. But I just think we need to be mindful of that in the future, that we not have, 6, 7 classes on the same topic. It's sort of what folks were talking about with respect to First Amendment, for example, or the legal stuff, Supreme Court. Same idea. We have to figure out at what point there are too many offerings and it would split it up too much. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else? Any other thoughts, comments, anything we didn't cover? Otherwise, we're dismissed.
Good.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you all for finding in.
Bye.
Appreciate it very much.